I'm sure many of you land on different sides of the loot boxes are gambling debate, and that's perfectly fine. I am in a little weird area myself where I'm kind of back and forth on it depending on how the phrasing or especially the bills presented are worded. But I think that everyone, whether you agree or disagree, can come together and agree that 2K Games is fucking retarded. What they did for NBA 2K20 is pure stupidity on a level that I would like to think it has to be intentional. Because if this was unintentional stupidity, woo, somebody's going to get fired. Now look, whether you agree or disagree that loot boxes are gambling doesn't matter. What matters is you don't go flaunting around that you have actual gambling mechanics in your sport ball game. They, about a week ago, released a trailer for the My Team feature that's in the NBA 2K games. That trailer was 75 to 80% loot boxes, and I wish I was joking. This is why it got just obscene. Slot machine, roulette, pachinko machine, etc. They have actual real world gambling devices in the game. And they're flaunting this as a feature. This kind of reminds me of the GTA Casino update. And as soon as they implemented that, as soon as Rockstar put that in, 50 different countries or more banned the game until that feature was blocked from their regions. Because with that game, you used money that you were able to purchase with real world money in the casino. Whether you had gotten it from playing the game or you had bought it, it didn't matter. The fact that you were using currency that you are able to buy basically made it a casino, a real world digital casino. And I believe that that's what's going to happen here. I am absolutely certain that the My Team casino games that you saw, you will be using currency that you pay real money for, that you will be able to get through playing the game, but that you will be able to buy, and you'll be using that currency in those gambling devices. And I believe that that is the fine line that a lot of these companies are crossing. The fact that it has been deemed not gambling because there's no physical payout, I believe shows that laws have not quite caught up to the digital age. Because yes, there is no return on investment, so to speak, but it is still you are using real world money on gambling, the digital copies of real world gambling devices. And I'm not saying that these things should be illegal. Hell, I'm actually in the camp of make gambling legal nationwide and regulate the fuck out of it. Much like prostitution, make that legal, regulate it. You'd be amazed. Marijuana, make that legal, regulate it. I know that not a lot of people are going to agree with me on these issues. I'm of the camp that says you can make a lot of tax money, and I would rather it be regulated and watched over than done underground or hidden away so that a lot of unscrupulous things could happen. But that's just my own take. But the fact is, in a lot of places, gambling is illegal. And they have basically found a loophole to put real world gambling into video games because there is no return. You can invest into it like it was the real world, but you don't get anything physically back. That just seems like something that they did not expect, and they need to update fast because this is a very bad loophole if that's happening. And I'm not saying gambling in video games is bad, by the way. Um, I have several games like that. Daniel Negreanu's Stacked from the PS2. I love that poker game, but you can't put real money into it. The Pokemon games that had the casinos. I love those little things. You can't put real money into it. The Dragon Quest game. Every single Dragon Quest game has a casino area. You can't put real money into it. There's the difference. That is the big catch. I like these little casino minigame things that they have in video games as a side thing, but you can't put real money into it. And that actually leads me to my next point, and this is what's going to make this situation even worse. The ESRB and PEGI have both rated NBA 2K20 E, or 3 plus, or whatever the region's equivalent therein for everyone is. Even though, I'm not sure about the ESRB, but I know for a fact PEGI did this. They rated the Pokemon games 12 plus. Why? Because they had gambling. What's the difference here exactly? Why is NBA 2K20 getting off scot-free when you peg Pokemon for having a casino game? Well, because the casino games that they knock and give a 12 plus rating, they are not story relevant. I'm not even kidding. Apparently the big justification for why this one is acceptable and the Pokemon ones weren't is because story relevant. I'll have a link down to an email message that PEGI sent out to people that shows exactly what they say. But the long and short of it is, oh, well, it's not story relevant in Pokemon, ergo, we hit it. And then they say a whole bunch of other, oh, the ones in Pokemon were realistic and they were teaching people how to gamble, because the ones in NBA 2K20 aren't. I know exactly why PEGI and the ESRB have rated this for appropriate for kids, and this is exactly why I think that these companies, or these self-regulatory bodies, I'm sorry, should be taken down. I've said this before and I'll say it again. They are the Comics Code Authority, but instead of the Comics Code Authority, which was extreme religious right, using their moral justification for that, this is extreme moral left, and they're very open to bribes. I am absolutely certain that money played a hand in this. I will bet anything I have that the reason that PEGI and the ESRB rated this for appropriate for everyone is because they were given a huge fat paycheck. There's absolutely no justification you come up with for why the gambling in the Pokemon games are worse than the gambling that we have seen in this trailer. And I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to show you the trailer that that 2K wanted gone after they showed it. Thankfully, it's up on Game Trailers, and I feel sorry for Game Trailers because they are getting downvoted to hell for this. Because 2K got rid of all the trailers that they had posted for this. They are gone because they were getting downvoted to hell, and someone realized, oh shit, we fucked up. We should not be glorifying the gambling that we are doing. There is so much of the gambling and loot box in this. I swear to God, I wonder why they bothered putting a basketball game in my casino simulator. I'll say it again. Whether you... it doesn't matter what side of the debate you fall on for if loot boxes are gambling. I believe that we can all agree here that what 2K did is basically going, nyeh, 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 and just sticking their middle finger up to show how blatant and how much they don't give a fuck to the lobbyists that are saying that we need to regulate video games because of this stuff, to the politicians that are trying to make bills because of this stuff. this is a giant poke in the eye. They are aggravating that bear, and that is absolutely stupid. If you don't want regulations in video games, you should hate this. Because they are basically giving the politicians every bit of ammo they need to come and regulate. And that's the thing that always scares me about government regulations, because when they regulate, they over-regulate. And I know I just called for make it legal and regulate it, but I'm talking like it was a business, not make laws and extreme laws to cover video game gambling. Because that is not going to end well, I can guarantee that. 2K, why do you do this to me? Why do you give everyone a headache like this? Why are you giving the politicians the ammo they need to try and further the idea that video games are the root of all evil? Fuck off. Take that shit out of here if you want to have any chance of fixing this. But you won't, because you're going to make a lot of money off this. And that's all that matters. It's been Math Machine, ranting against the stupidity of 2K and their new gambling simulator, sports ball game. Peace out.